You know what? What better way to kick off this new channel than to show some love to the newly crowned NBA champion Boston Celtics, a storied franchise that now has the awesome distinction of calling themselves the NBA's all-time winningest franchise. And though as a die-hard Cleveland Cavaliers fan at heart, I gotta respect that. Don't get me wrong, I still despise Boston like they were the evil empire themselves, but I gotta give it to them. They conquered everything in their path. The road to a championship is never linear. There are numerous factors that could shift the direction of your season. Injuries, trades, unforeseen breakouts, and a little bit of luck too. You just never know. Boston was able to navigate it all with poise, and as a result, the drought is over. They now lay claim to their record 18th, yes, 18th NBA title, breaking the tie between themselves and their ultimate rival, the Los Angeles Lakers. After 7 long years together, the star duo of Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown can now say that they are NBA champs, ending all discussions centered around whether or not two ball-dominant wings can win it all together. They endured many trials along the way, from the Kyrie Irving saga to pushing a LeBron James-led Cleveland Cavaliers team to 7 games in the 2018 playoffs, to bowing out time and time again in the Eastern Conference Finals, and then finally breaking through and advancing to the finals only for it to end in defeat at the hands of Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors. They would come up short again and again, and then reshuffle the deck in an effort to push the issue and move the needle. Whether that be pulling the plug on the Marcus Smart, Grant Williams, and Robert Williams eras, making the decision to trade for Kemba Walker, Malcolm Brogdon, or Derek White, acquiring Kristaps Porzingis and Drew Holiday, letting go of Al Horford only to bring him back a few seasons later. There was the failed Gordon Hayward experiment, and alas, we can't forget about the coaching changes. It went from Brad Stevens to Ime Udoka and the provocative Joe Mazzulla. There were so many decisions along the way, but one thing is for certain. The Boston Celtics have done just about everything in their power to build a suitable contender around their star duo. They never gave up on them despite myself and others questioning whether or not they could win at the highest level together. While there was constant movement around the two, they still experienced such an organic growth which led them to this point. And let's not get it twisted. They didn't do it alone. Those deals for Derek White and Drew Holiday paid off by leaps and bounds. Both earned their way onto the NBA's all-defensive teams, something both have now done in back-to-back seasons. White quietly turned in the best season of his career and actually turned up the heat in the playoffs, putting up averages of 16.7 points, 4.3 rebounds, and 4.1 assists while completing a very efficient 45.2% from the field, including 40.4% from three-point distance. Holiday would take on a different role this season than he was accustomed to in years past and play much more of a complementary role with the Boston Celtics. His 12.5 points per game would mark the second lowest total of his long career since his rookie campaign, but that was okay because he often took on the task of defending tough perimeter assignments and chipped in wherever else he could, whether that be as a rebounder, playmaker, or off-ball shot maker. He just seemed to provide whatever was asked of him when it mattered the most. Likewise, the Kristaps Porzingis move paid dividends as well as it afforded the C's with a well-rounded big man capable of scoring 20 plus while playing high-level defense. His inclusion meant that the floor would be very open due to his penchant for space in the floor. And though he managed to suit up for just 7 games in the postseason, he did come back just in time to make an impact in the finals. Al Horford came up big time, providing some of the best defense of his career while knocking down a solid number of perimeter shots as well as rebounding the basketball at a high rate. He just became the first Dominican-born NBA player to win a title. It took 186 total playoff games, which is the longest for any player before his first championship, but Horford can now call himself a champ. That's awesome. We also can't forget about other role players like Peyton Pritchard and Sam Hauser, who brought the threat of the 3-ball every game that they entered. And now we arrive back to Tatum and Brown, the latter of which just earned the coveted NBA Finals MVP award for his efforts. His development and rise to stardom has been fascinating, it truly has. And Tatum, despite not winning any real big awards, now has the ultimate one in an NBA title. So here's to the champs.